Hi, it's me again. So with this, I'm going to go over 10.1 and 10.2. We didn't have to do 10.3. I skipped it. I chose to skip it because it was an optional section. So in this, I'm going to cover, I've got 5 formulas here. If I skipped anything in this little review video, that means it's not on your test. You might need to know it for your final exam, but you don't need to know it for this test, so I will review it as I need to. Also, your quiz today is over 10.6, so that's the factorials, the counting, the permutations, and the combinations. So make sure you review that before you take your quiz. Okay, so the arithmetic sequence, most of you guys get this pretty quickly. It's just saying that any number of the term is equal to the first term plus the number of the term you're trying to get minus 1 times d, which is the common ratio. Any of these, the arithmetic sequence, you can find out what the common ratio is and what the first term is just by looking at the formula they will give you. Okay? Series of a constant. This one's my favorite. For the most part, most of these are going to start with 1. I will talk about the one that does not start with 1 when we get there, but most of these are going to start with I being 1. This is just saying that if it's just a singular number there, so it's not like an I or an I squared, you're just going to multiply that number by n. So that's what constants are. It's just the constant however many times n tells you to be. Okay? Consecutive integers. This one is written as just a singular I, and this is the formula for that. So I will equal m again. It could be 1, it could be 6, who knows. And then, so whatever that is, usually it's 1, but it may not be. You're going to do the number that you're trying to get to times that number plus 1, all of it divided by 2. These are in 10.2 if you are interested to figuring out how they derived these formulas. It's a lot of math, but they got it so that we don't have to sit there and do all this work ourselves. Okay, so that's what that formula is. One of these that will be on your test is the distributive property. For the distributive property, it's when you have any type of just singular number or constant in front of I or I squared. If you have that, you just simply take it out front and you multiply it by the sum after the problem is done. So I like these two because they're kind of fun. You get to take them apart before you put them back together. Okay? Partials. Partials are for when I does not equal 1. You will have one of these on your tests. For this, what you need to do is you need to find the sum as if it was 1 going all the way up to the number. And then you have to subtract all the numbers before that. So what you're going to do, so if I starts at like 5 and n is like 10, you'll do as if I is 1. So if I over here is 5 and then n is 10. You'll start as if I is 1 and you'll find all the way up to the 10th term, the sum all the way up to the 10th term. And then you'll subtract all the way up to the 4th term because remember I said I was 5. So you'll subtract everything before it. So the 1st, the 2nd, the 3rd, and the 4th term. I can't remember exactly what it is on your test, but it is something that's shorter, and it's going to be one of the consecutive integers, so make sure you know this formula. There is no consecutive squares on this test, so that's the longer formula. That's the one that's divided by 6. So that's a good thing to know. So this is the formula, the main formula you need to know. Make sure you guys are turning in any missing work and emailing me if you have any questions, and good luck tomorrow.